A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 13, verses 22 to 30. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. He went on teaching from town to village, village to town, but keeping on a steady course towards Jerusalem. A bystander said, "Master, will only a few be saved?" He said, "Whether few or many is none of your business. Put your mind on your life with God. The way to life to God is vigorous and requires your total attention. A lot of you are going to assume that you will sit down to God's salvation banquet just because you have been hanging around the neighborhood all your lives. Well, the one you're going to be banging on the door, wanting to get in, but you'll find the door locked and the master saying, 'Sorry, you're not on my guest list.' You will protest, 'But we have known you all our lives,' only to be interrupted with his abrupt, 'Your kind of knowing can hardly be called knowing. You don't know the first thing about me.' That's when you will find yourself out in the cold, strangers to grace. You will watch Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all the prophets march into God's kingdom. You will watch outsiders stream in from east, west, north, and south, and sit down at the table of God's kingdom. And all the time you will be outside looking in and wondering what happened. This is the great reversal. The last in line put at the head of the line, and the so-called first ending up last. The Gospel of the Lord.
Good morning. I am Father Joscuti Matthew, and this is Coffee with God. Let us now listen to a short reflection on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 13, verses 22 to 30. Letting go of our ego and pride is our narrow door. Today's Gospel speaks of the importance of striving to enter the kingdom of God through the narrow door. Many will seek to enter but won't succeed, as Jesus cautions that simply having superficial knowledge of Him is insufficient. True discipleship requires an inner transformation and a life that reflects the values of God's kingdom. Father Richard Rohr reflects on the need for inner transformation in the spiritual journey. He teaches that the narrow door represents our attempts to get rid of our self-centeredness. He emphasizes that true spiritual growth is about surrendering to God's will and embracing humility, compassion, and love. The narrow door is not about exclusivity, but about the depth of our commitment to live authentically as followers of Christ, letting go of what separates us from God and others. Pope Francis reminds us that in a world marked by divisions and exclusions, we Christians are to live the gospel by welcoming the marginalized, loving our neighbor, and working for justice. Many are left outside the doors of society: the refugees, the poor, the excluded. We must ensure that our faith opens doors rather than closes them. The gospel of the narrow door calls us to deeper conversion. We are invited to examine our lives and ask how we can live more authentically, embracing the radical love and inclusivity of Christ. As we strive to enter through the narrow door, we participate in the transformation of the world, bringing God's constant presence into our lives.